Alrighty, how are we gonna do this? I think I'm just gonna hold it like an interviewer, like I'm important or something. So, I got a new microphone, but it's not actually new. I got it for Christmas from my sister, and I haven't opened it and started playing with it until last night. So, now we have a microphone and we're legitimate, y'all. Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sarah Villacarrillo. I'm a professional actor, and I feel like I need to say that every time I start a video because it's a slate now. We're not talking about acting today, we're talking about books. I think as an actor, I enjoy reading because my creative and emotional brain just start. It's like reading a script, or it's like when you just get into a character, you automatically just start thinking about your emotional journey. Does anybody else do that? Or am I an actor for a reason? So I'm going to talk about the books that I read in August and then the books I want to read in September. The first book that I read in August is Loveless by Alice Oseman. I don't think I've ever related to a book and a story and a lead character so much in a romance novel ever, probably. Just growing up and being a teenager and going through high school and putting myself out there and trying to date, I've experienced firsthand a lot of what this lead character has thought and experienced herself. It's so crazy that she captured it in this book. If you love love, regardless of how you identify, get into this. Actually, a lot of my friends told me to get into this, and it took me a while to listen to them because I've had this book for a while. And then I did. And honestly, I've been thinking about the contents of this book ever since I stopped reading it. Like, I will go to a bookstore and just browse through the romance section and just revert back to this book because I'm thinking nothing is ever going to compare to this. The next book that I read in August is Better Than the Movies by Miss Lynn Painter. Everybody who ever read this loves this book. This is like a big 5-star read. And I'll be honest. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Before I get into this, I started reading The Do-Over before I got into this because I got that one first. Probably like 2 chapters in, I just didn't want to read it anymore. So I returned it to Target. That sounds so bad. Oh my god. I don't know why. It just wasn't for me at the time, so I gave that one up. And then I still had this, and everybody and their mothers loves this book. Cheesy rom-coms, I'm here for it. To be honest, it took me a hot second to get into it, but I think a little before halfway through the book, I was like, okay, now I'm invested, now I'm hooked. Should I talk about what this is? I feel like everybody already knows what this is, so do I have to? Liz lives next door to Wes. They hate each other. They have ever since they were kids. And then her childhood dream man magically comes back into town. So she's like, okay, we're meant to be. So Liz asks Wes to help her get with childhood crush boy. And in return, he gets the parking spot that's closer to their house. In the end, it was really cute, and it does a lot about grief and healing through that. So the next book I read is actually an audiobook that I listened to on a road trip to go visit my long distance boyfriend. The Woman in Me by Britney Spears. As a millennial, I know of Britney Spears. I saw her career. She's a household name. She still is a household name. Everybody knows Britney Spears. Her face, her voice, her image, her reputation, all of it. But all we saw is what people were selling to us, right? Her early stages of her career, all the things that she went through in her different relationships, all these crazy things, and we all thought she was insane. But it's better to hear it from the person themselves and not the media or the tabloids or the paparazzi who are trying to monetize off of just another human being. She touches on that, like what she was actually going through when everyone thought she was crazy. Did she read her own audiobook? No, she didn't. Michelle Williams did. Emmy Award winner Michelle Williams. Actually, Britney Spears herself prefaced why she wasn't going to be reading her own audiobook, and it just got me that much more hooked. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna love it. So if you are a woman or know a woman, you should listen to and or read The Woman in Me by Britney Spears. While I was visiting my boyfriend, he bought me 2 books because he's the best. One of the books he bought me is How to Be the Best Third Wheel by Lori de Villa, or de Villa if you're Filipino, which I think she is. So this story centers on Lara, who comes back from a family vacation to the Philippines, only to find that all 3 of her best friends got into serious long-term relationships. This is the story of a third wheel, and the other guy who, again, childhood enemy turned lover, they end up third wheeling everything because their best friends date each other's best friends. Honestly, if you liked Better Than the Movies, you will probably like this one. The fun part of being gullible is that you don't know where stories go. And I felt that with this because it just kept going. And I was like, where are we going? I just feel like I'm being blindfolded into something and just things are happening. I also realized that I tend to enjoy more women of color as leads because I'm a woman of color. There's also Tagalog in this book. I speak Tagalog. It was really cool to read that and also test my phonetics and my vocabulary as a Tagalog speaker sometimes. But there's also English translation. So the book that I'm currently reading, because August is not over yet, but by the time August is over, I probably would have already read this book because I'm almost done and I don't want it to be over. Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. I love Abby Jimenez. Every time I talk about a book thing on here, I'm probably going to mention her because I love Abby Jimenez. As someone who's trying to get more into YouTube and creating content and things, I read the back of this and I was like, okay, I'm gonna love this one too. A lot of Abby Jimenez books for me are the ones where I just want to keep reading it because I'm so invested and I really like her writing style and I just want to keep reading it. I don't want to put it down. Then I realize that once it's done and I don't want it to be over. That is my struggle with Abby Jimenez. Okay, so that's all of my August reads. Really quick, we're gonna go through the September TBR. Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner. There's an audiobook of this. And I did a reading vlog of people we meet on vacation. I listened to the audiobook and read it at the same time. Kind of want to do it again with this one because I really want to get immersed into this book. Yep, she tells of growing up Asian American. Let's go. Okay, so I heard the premise of this book and I thought, oh my gosh, it sounds like the anime movie Your Name. I'm gonna love that. The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Again, it sounds like Your Name, and I loved Your Name. So it centers on this woman who moves into her late aunt's apartment and she meets this guy. Oh, cool, cute. But he lives 7 years prior. I heard about this book a lot years ago. I'm really late to all this reading stuff, okay? I'm just catching up right now. What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. I loved Becky Albertalli's book, The Upside of Unrequited. It's one of my favorite books. And I recently, at the beginning of this year, read Adam Silvera's book, They Both Die at the End. They collabed on a book. I'm gonna love this too. Arthur is only in New York for the summer because he's trying to make it on Broadway. Again, I'm gonna love it. Ben just got out of a relationship and they meet and it's cute, but is it only gonna be temporary because of distance? I'm gonna find out soon. I purchased Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez and that should be coming in soon. Oh no, you can see the sweat on my shirt. This last one has been on my TBR for probably a little over a year now when my friend Bella, who I did a show with last year, told me to read it. She recommended I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and that's one of my favorite books ever. I recommend it to anyone and everyone. She also recommended me Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, and I was all, okay, cool. Haven't started reading it since, but I bought it so that way I can. It's nerdy, but not romantic. Yes. I'm feeling myself dehydrate, so I'm gonna end it here. Let me know what you read in August, what your favorite books were. Let me know if you've read any of these and what your thoughts are. Don't give me spoilers. Let me know your favorite books from what you read in August or what you're looking forward to read in September. Let me know if any of these are on your TBR too, because then we can read it together. We can nerd out. I'm gonna drink some water and put the fan back on because this is not cute anymore. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and my new microphone. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!